Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. Gene Joke here, and today I'm adding Power Pigs of the Dark Ages from the Pico Collection 1 to my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever. Power Pigs was released for the Super Nintendo in May 1996, so it's a very late era Super Nintendo game. And it's a cartoony platformer that's definitely taken a few leaves out of Earthworm Jim's book, or tried to anyway. The style of the game is very much, it's very much Nickelodeon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and that sort of thing. It may have been intended as a tie-in with a cartoon series that never happened, or at least that's how it seems to me. And despite the title of Power Pigs, as in plural, you only control one, named Bruno. The others shown on the cover and the title screen did not make an appearance. And I believe this was due to them being cut for time, budget, and the fact it's a very late SNES game. They probably realised that if they finished it as intended, the Super Nintendo would have been discontinued before it was finished. Anyway, Bruno is a sword-wielding pig who, as well as slashing his sword and hacking up enemies, can throw various pastries as projectile weapons. Graphically, as I mentioned, it takes a leaf out of Earthworm Jim's book. It's very cartoony and has fairly expressive, crazy looking characters, just like something from some Saturday morning cartoon. However, despite my likening it to Earthworm Jim, it doesn't have that level of polish. The animation isn't as good, particularly on the enemy sprites, although Bruno himself is fairly well animated. The backgrounds and environments are quite repetitive, but they do have quite distinctive looks. The sound effects are pretty good, exactly what you'd expect to find in a game like this, and the music is well done, although not all that memorable. It's fine. I mean, I think that applies all round really. Visually, musically, everything's fine. There's nothing to really complain about as such. Although I can say I'm not really a fan of the art style the graphics are going for. On the gameplay front, well, the movement of Bruno is actually okay. The controls are responsive enough and the platforming isn't too bad. Although the hit detection occasionally feels a little bit wonky, it's nothing too drastic. What really kills it is the level design. The levels are large and pretty damn uninspired, with some fairly linear paths for the most part, and a seeming over-reliance on gimmicks, particularly things that make Bruno fly, or float, as if they thought, haha, let's make a pig fly. Hilarious. The bosses aren't anything special either, and really the game is just plain tedious. Honestly, my first impression of the game was quite positive. I thought it's just a fairly generic bog standard platformer, but an entertaining one at that. But the more I played of the game, the more the cracks formed, and I really got to see just how damn tedious it was, and it was a struggle staying awake while playing the game. The wild, wacky, cartoony visuals can do nothing to hide the horribly tedious gameplay. Placing up my growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever, I'm going to put it above Marauder for the C64, but below Sidney Hunter and the Shrines of Peril. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for this rather forgettable game, so thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.